Clicker? Okay. Let's just check that this is working. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Wouter and Elif. Hello, everybody. Have you ever felt that the technology landscape is changing really, really fast? Yeah, and you have to keep up, you have to always keep learning something new. I see noddings, I see raised hands. That's great. That actually means that you're in a front row seat to witness innovation. But most of us just witness it. What about driving it? So my name is Andra. I'm a solutions architect at AWS here in Bucharest, and I want to talk to you about how you can use some scientific methods to boost your innovation. And of course, there are a few issues. Should I try my laptop?
Only we have an engineer.
It wouldn't be an event without one. Okay. Okay, so actually this talk will have two big parts. One in which I will describe a few concepts that can help you keep your scientific mindset. And in the second part of this talk, I will show you an example of how you can use, how you can build a culture of innovation. Okay, it works. As you read the abstract maybe for this talk, I mentioned curiosity, collaboration, and experimentation as means to how scientists do their work and drive innovation, and as means as you can use to drive your own innovation for your company or for the projects that you do on your own. From out of these three, I would actually like to start with collaboration. And collaboration comes in multiple flavors in the scientific world. The most common one probably you've heard already about is communities of practice. And scientists use communities of practice to discuss their ideas, to build new ideas, to formulate tests and prove their theories. But also what happens is that collaboration builds communities. And as Wouter mentioned about this being a community conference, you are already part of the community, part of the cloud native community. And here is a picture from another talk last year here at the same conference. Communities mean so much more. Means learning about new innovative things, means contributing. But I have to steal this slide from AWS Community Day Romania that we had in April. Because community is part brain, part heart. You are all here for multiple reasons. Some of these reasons can be that you really love community, you love to meet new people, you love to give back to help others grow, but also you love to learn. You love to share your ideas, you love to learn from others, and you love to keep improving yourself, your skills, and help others. You might also be looking for a job, or just look what's out there, what the other companies are doing. And this is why community is very important. I really like to share this slide again because Cloud Native community is also a great community. You can contribute just by taking part of this kind of events. You can join the tags, the technical advisory groups that there are, or just consume the content that the community is building. The second key aspect is curiosity, and I'm sure you all are curious mind. You are here after all. So curiosity is some very common trait that humans have, but being curious sometimes and staying curious can be difficult. And what I like to share with you is try to approach everything with curiosity. And in this approach, there are two key aspects that I would like to emphasize. One is the scientific method. The scientific method means that you make observations, you look at things, you formulate a hypothesis, then you work to test that hypothesis, and then you analyze the results. And if you follow me, you saw there is no proving your beliefs. There is no confirming what you're thinking. This is just testing what you observe with an open mind. And the other key aspect is 90% of your day is influenced, more than 90% actually, by what you're feeling. And I'm not gonna dive deep into a discussion about emotions, but I want to leave you with one key aspect that's part of this curiosity approach that can help you invest this curiosity in your interactions with other humans. Because your day-to-day interactions are not just with the computer, are with humans as well. And that concept is human API. I know you might think you know what an API is because we're a technical audience here, but API comes from assuming positive intent. And in your day-to-day interaction, I'm not saying use it as default, use it if it helps you and keeps you motivated and productive to keep going and to keep working on your ideas and solutions. Sometimes it's difficult. I'm not saying too much, but if you're curious, come and talk to me after this talk. Another key aspect is experimentation, because you can be curious, you can have peer reviews, you can deep dive into topics, but then you have to do the experimentation and see the results and what's going on. And in the experimentation phase, you also have to create the right environment for the experiment to be running. And building this environment means everything, putting everything together, providing the means, enabling the people, and making sure that you can start innovating and start innovating faster. And to give you an example of how you can build this culture of innovation, I'm gonna use an example of how Amazon is building innovation without focusing on the company and more focusing on what are the key aspects that I think you might need to know and can help you build your own culture of innovation. And with that, there are 4 main pillars of how you can build innovation at scale. First of all is about the culture, because to enable all the people in the company to have common ground and to have common belief systems or value system is the base. Then you have to enable these people through mechanisms that they can use to actually make decisions on their own. You also have in the architecture pillar the technical aspects, because you have the people, but you also should have the technical architecture that enables the builders to build and to innovate faster. And the last aspect is how you organize everything and the people to drive innovation. And I will start with culture. Culture, of course, for Amazon means leadership principles. For you can mean a common belief systems or a value system that makes sense for your company or for yourself that you use as a common basis that everybody can refer to when they have to innovate, when they have to have a common ground. And with a common ground, then it comes the part where you have to make decisions. And when you have to make decisions, be it on your workplace or on your personal lives, this is a very nice concept that helps you to make decisions faster. It's called one-way, two-way door decisions. And what it means is like when you have to do a decision, to make a decision, you can think, does this decision, is this decision irreversible? Can I go through this door, a two-way door decision, and then come back? Or is this something that if I just say yes and I do it, there is no way back? So having this concept in mind of one way, no going back, and two-way door decision helps you to have this decision taken so much faster. And with the common beliefs and values, everybody knows their direction for innovation. The other important thing is having mechanism. And I say mechanism because if you say process, you might think as a very strict and rigid process that everybody has to follow. I'm looking at the mechanism more like a improving process, right? So you have the inputs and you have always iteration of how you can improve it to make it better. And one of the most common and most well-known mechanism that Amazon has is the working backwards mechanism. And this is something that you also can use in your workplace and in your personal life, is working backwards from the problem that you're trying to solve. So when you're trying to solve something, try to work backwards from what you are trying to do. And you can see here the working backwards mechanism has a few steps. The press release means that you write everything down in one page, very clear what is your solution solving, how is improving everybody's life, or how is solving your issue. Then you have up to 5 pages of frequently asked questions that can be, how much does this cost? Is this available in Romania? I don't know, everything. And if you have a very hard question that you don't want to ask, that anybody asks about what you have built, that's what you put on the first question there. And there are visuals, of course, to showcase what you have done. What this mechanism makes sure is that you have really thought it through, you have put your ideas on the paper, and you have a clear way of solving the problem that you're trying to solve. And my favorite part, the architecture. I'm not going to talk about how Amazon shifted from to microservices, because this is not important. What I want to highlight here is you have to have an architecture, a technical architecture that allows your builders to build. And you have to decouple it to have clear business logic and help it increase agility and innovation. And how this architecture helped Amazon, and it's actually helping accelerate innovation, is this technical architecture allows for experimentation and lowers the cost of failure, and also enables people and teams to innovate and iterate at scale. So have something when you choose the tools, when you choose the frameworks you're trying to use, keep in mind your builders and keep in mind how they can evolve over time. And the last part is about bringing all of this together, and I hope you're not hungry. And I'm sure you already know about this two-pizza team concept. This means having small agile team of up to 10 people that can focus on solving a particular issue. And of course, when you're building products and delivering for your customers, you can, this team can actually grow. And what happens when the teams grow is you can use another framework that's called single-threaded leadership. And that means that you split the teams, you keep the two-pizza team size, and then you have a single-threaded leader that oversees everything and has insights on the technical and on the business side that can still coordinate these small, innovative teams. And of course, not all the experiments are a success. If all the experiments were a success, you're doing something wrong. So get used to fail. I know it's not pleasant, but failure is part of the innovation. It goes hand in hand. If you're experimenting, if you're doing and trying new things, you will fail. And that's okay. Okay, so these are the 4 pillars of like how to innovate at scale: building the culture, giving the mechanisms that people can use to take decisions on their own, providing the architecture so the builders will build, and having the way to organize everything to drive success. I'm gonna go back to the three aspects that we started this talk with, and I want to highlight the curiosity one. Please keep a curious mind about everything, about your interaction with your colleagues, about the work that you're doing. Ask questions and question your assumptions on anything. Use the human API. And yeah, I thought this is a genius concept when I first heard it from my colleague Rich Hua, and I'm happy I had the opportunity to share it. Also, don't forget about the community and about collaboration in everything that you build and everything that you do. You can always learn from others, and you can contribute, give back, and empower others to learn and to be better. And don't forget about the experimentation, about the cases where you can fail. Don't forget there are one-way and two-way door decisions, so don't get stuck in your process of making the right decision. When you are making a decision, think about if it's irreversible or not, and just go with it. And because an experiment can fail, you have to keep an open mind, and you have to always keep thinking again. And there is this great book by Adam Grant that I really recommend. It's a way to keep you focused and to keep you in perspective about how things work and how your mind can actually change. And with that, I would encourage you to add me on LinkedIn, to ask me questions during the break. If I hope at least I got you interested in one of the aspects that I mentioned today, I'm more than happy to dive deeper and to discuss about it. And thank you very much.